Good morning, fourth grade. Mr. Swaim here. You know, we've been talking about tides and waves. Got me a little selfie stick here today. I'm going to see if this helps me out. So I thought I'd get on some water this morning. I'm down here on the pond. We got a lot of rain, so the pond's a little muddy this morning. Got me a couple fishing poles on the little paddle boat here. But I want to talk to y'all this morning a little bit about spring tides and neap tides. If you got your book, this is all coming from page 169 in your science book, but you'll see, we all know that, hopefully, you know about the sun, the moon, and the earth, when they all have an effect on the tides. Okay, so if you're looking at the picture, you're going to see that when the sun, the moon, and the earth are all lined up, this happens twice a month, I believe. Yeah, twice a month. When they're all lined up, that is what causes spring tides. So this happens at the new moon and when we have a full moon. And what's so special about this alignment is the tides that we will experience in spring tides will be the highest high tide and the lowest low tides. So it's very extreme, meaning it'll be the highest high tide or it'll be the lowest low tide, and this happens again usually twice a month with the new moon and the full moon. And that's all because of the gravities, I believe it said this happens, let's see, as the gravities of the sun and the moon pull together towards earth. And that picture there on page 169 is a huge help. And then if you look at the neap tides, what I love about the picture and what your book says is the right angle that's formed. So it's totally different than spring tides. This is when the moon, and then you have the earth down here, and then you have the sun over here. The neap tides too are kind of interesting. They're not as extreme. They're opposite of the spring tide. So with a neap tide, your high tide and your low tide, there's not going to be a whole lot of difference between high tide and low tide. So with spring tides, there's a huge difference because it's going to be the highest high tide and the lowest low tide. But with neap tides, there's not a lot of difference between a high tide and a low tide. So there you go. Check it out, page 169 in your science book. I hope Mr. Swaim helping you out, trying to get a little water involved here. The pond is a little full. We got some water flowing on that side over there because of all the rain that we got yesterday. So we are at high tide right now, I guess, if you wanted to say it, here at the pond. So appreciate you guys. Love that you're still learning, and thanks for learning with me, Mr. Swaim.